Today's Daf Pei Vav, is sponsored for a bracha of Hatzlacha for Gad Yitzchak ben Zisl. Yesterday the Gemara stated that one who deafened a person has to pay full compensation. Since the deaf person is incapable to work, the court cannot assess any reduction in value. Rava asked if the victim was injured in stages, from less severe to more severe, without a court assessment each time. Does the perpetrator pay for pain and embarrassment for each time or not? If not, then what if there was an assessment without payment? Perhaps in that case the law is different. The Gemara leaves it unresolved based on the principle of Safek Mamon Lekula. If he manages to extract payment, the victim somehow was able to get the money out of the perpetrator, then he's able to keep the money. The court will not make him return it. The next question is an interesting question: temporary reduction in value. Do we take that in consideration concerning personal injury or not? The law actually is an argument between Abaya and Rav. According to Abaya, he pays temporary disability and unemployment, the amount paid to a cucumber watchman. Rava holds there is no such thing as temporary injury compensation, but he pays full unemployment. In the case of one who cuts off the hand of his fellow slave, Abaya holds the payment for personal injury is made to the slave and loss of employment to the master to the tune of a cucumber watchman. Rava, on the other hand, holds, again, the personal injury compensation is used to purchase land whose proceeds go to the master, reducing his loss. The next din is concerning the law in the Mishnah, Kol Lefi HaMevayesh VaMizbayesh. The payment for humiliation is based upon the victim and perpetrator's status. The Gemara concludes our Mishnah follows the view of Rabbi Shimon. The court assesses the wealthy as those who once had wealth and lost it. The poor are assessed according to the most indigent that experienced little, if any, humiliation. So therefore, both payments as a result are heavily reduced. Intend to embarrass one and embarrass another. The Gemara holds one is liable only for intentional embarrassment. If one, for example, embarrassed a free man thinking he is a slave, he pays the value of a slave's embarrassment. According to the second opinion of the Gemara, if one embarrassed an adult thinking he was a child, he pays the embarrassment of a child to the adult. What kind of embarrassment would a child suffer? Reminding him of something that really distresses him. For example, he played in the schoolyard soccer or some other game, and he wasn't so good at it, the kids laughed at him. There, a child would be embarrassed, would be humiliated. Embarrassing a naked person, the Mishnah says one is liable because the victim's garments were lifted by a wind. He didn't walk around naked, and therefore, when the perpetrator came and lifted them more, he's obligated to pay. Similarly, one standing by a river who lifted his garment to wash his feet, another came and lifted it more. In that case, the perpetrator would have to pay. As far as embarrassing a dead person, the Gemara concludes one cannot be held liable because the factor to pay for embarrassment is humiliation, not degradation or a stigma to the family.